Good afternoon, Detective.
Good afternoon.
Detective Contney, you're the lead detective in this case, correct?
Yes.
That means that you are the most involved in this case.
Yes.
And you were assigned this case, obviously, due to your expertise and your training, correct?
Yes, we have, with different cases that come in, it is, we have a number of different expertises with other detectives. It's not that I'm special in any way, I guess. It's the rotation of assignments.
Understood. Obviously, you did some of your own investigation, like
Yes.
boots on the ground type investigation, correct?
Yes.
Like you went to a number of properties to, like you said, doing some digging and things like that.
Correct.
You conducted interviews, as we saw, of Mr. Rasche and other individuals, correct?
Yes.
But you were also in charge of organizing and delegating duties to other law enforcement officers, correct?
Some, yes.
Okay, and then they report to you to give you information about the case.
Correct.
They also draft reports so that things are memorialized.
Yes.
All right, it's pretty safe to say, as far as all of the law enforcement on this case, you probably have the most knowledge about this case.
Correct.
Okay. So let's begin on Monday, June 10th. We know now that on Monday, June 10th, Crystal Rasche had an appointment for a supervised visit at the Dodge County Human Services building to see her children, correct?
Yes.
We also know that never happened.
That's correct. It did not happen.
You learned through the course of your investigation that Heather Doherty gave you information that Crystal Rasche contacted her and said that she was unable to make the visit, correct?
Yes.
She texted that she had strep throat.
I believe so, yes. It was some kind of illness that kept her from being able to attend.
Okay. Now, you can't diagnose strep throat like versus a runny nose or watery eyes, correct?
No.
You need to get swabbed and then have that swab sent to a lab for analysis, correct?
Sure. Yes.
She also texted she didn't want to get the kids sick.
Yes, I believe so.
Now, a throat infection like strep throat is commonly treated with antibiotics.
Object to this line of question. Detective Contney is not a doctor.
Just go into referring to his training and experience, Your Honor.
Objection sustained, foundation.
Okay. Did you contact her primary care physician to see if she made an appointment for a strep throat?
No.
Did you contact any local urgent cares to see if she had made an appointment?
For an appointment, no.
For strep throat or to get
No, I
a
did not.
swab? Okay. Did you look in the? I take it then you didn't look either in the Dells area
No, I did not.
or in the Milwaukee area.
No, I did not.
Okay. So as it stands now, there's no information that she actually went to a doctor to see if she had strep throat, correct?
None that I'm aware of.
Okay. On June 25th, 2024, you spoke with Crystal Rasche's biological mother, Brenda Acosta, correct?
Yes.
You did that at her home, 730 Main Street?
Yes. In Clymer, Wisconsin.
And Miss Acosta was forthcoming with the information she was providing you?
Yes.
And she had some information regarding Crystal not seeing her children, correct? I'll be more specific. Yeah. So she said, when I say she, Brenda Acosta informed you that she received also a message from Crystal Rasche saying that she was ill and unable to see her children, correct?
I believe there was some information passed on that, yes.
Oh, excuse me. Did Brenda Acosta provide you with a message sent purportedly from Crystal Rasche Crystal saying that she did not miss the appointment with her children?
I don't recall.
Was Brenda Acosta, to your knowledge, did she believe that Crystal Rasche made the appointment with her children?
I don't believe so, no, because she hadn't seen her since earlier in that weekend.
Okay. You asked Miss Acosta where she thought Crystal Rasche might be,
Yes.
correct? And she did discuss that she speculated that she might have gone up north.
Right.
And she also didn't have any idea why Crystal would not take her car with her, correct? Well, let me ask you. Let me
That's
put it, let me
not
ask
correct.
You, let me ask you this way: the car was still in the garage.
Yes.
All right. And at this point, the investigation was being considered a missing persons investigation.
Yes.
You asked Crystal Rasche's mother whether she had any, what concerns she may have. And she told you that one of her concerns was that Crystal was on medications, correct?
That it wasn't that she was on medications that I recall, it's that she didn't have everything she would usually have with her for being gone as long as she had at that point.
Okay, and that was my follow-up question, is that
Sure.
she was unsure if Crystal had taken those medications with her.
Right.
All right. Then she granted you permission to go upstairs into the residence to Crystal's, her bedroom, correct?
Yes.
And that's a bedroom where it has an adjacent bathroom, correct?
Yes.
And the pictures that we saw of that, you actually went there and saw that bedroom and bathroom, correct?
Yes.
And then, so I want to talk about some of the items that you saw yourself when you were up there. And you were with Detective Rolfs at the time?
Yeah, so originally I went up on my own after consent was obtained because he was working through the security camera system. And then later on he came up and looked as well.
Okay. So I'm going to show you a piece of paper. Actually, let me do this first, if I may approach you. I'm going to hand you exhibits 405 through 419. If you can look through those briefly and look up when you're through familiarizing yourself with them. We'll go through just 417 at the moment.
Yes,
Okay, you're familiar with exhibits 405 through 417?
I am.
Okay, and those are photographs that were either taken by you or Detective Rolls from Crystal Rasche's bedroom on June 25th, 2024, correct?
Yes, I believe so, or from Detective Sergeant Brad Conkle when he was there as well. But by the appearance of these, it looks like these were likely the ones I took.
Understood. Okay, so I'm going to
Yep.
show you 405. This is a document with the watermark Watertown Regional Health Center, and on the top right it says Pain Management Center. Is that
Yes.
correct? And this is for an appointment for Crystal Rasche, June of 2024, correct?
Yes, it appears so.
All right. Moving to 406. Here is another document found in Crystal Rasche's room. This is a patient care summary for Crystal Rasche in the middle of the page. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you can see from that far, or look down on the document you have before you, that's for May 7, 2024.
Yes, I see that.
Okay, and the reason for the visit is dealing with bilateral trauma injury in the upper body, correct?
Yes.
And from your investigation, did you feel that this was probably related to the car accident she and Mr. Rasche were in, and after also talking with the attorney David Lang?
Could have been. I really don't know for sure.
Okay. Moving to 407, this is some medication that you found in her room.
Yes.
This is albuterol sulfate,
Yes.
and it looks like it was prescribed by Dr. Amber Miller, correct?
Yes.
Are we at 408? Here's other medication, Fluticus, also prescribed by Dr. Amber Miller.
It appears so.
409. This is hydroxyzine,
Yes.
and looks like it's prescribed by Dr. Jennifer Taylor.
Yes.
And this is just the bottle rotated a little bit in 410,
It appears so, yes.
showing you 411. This medication is for Vraylar, is that correct?
Yes.
And that was prescribed by, it appears, Dr. Jennifer Taylor.
Yes.
412, we have other medication, Montelukast, prescribed by Amber Miller.
Yes.
413, let me know if I'm getting the numbers incorrect, but I think we're on 413.
You're correct.
Naproxene,
Yes.
prescribed by Amber Miller, correct?
Yes.
And then 414, we have gabapentin, prescribed by Jennifer Taylor.
Yes.
And this appears to be for 15, the bottle rotated slightly, correct?
Correct.
All right. Now I want to talk to you about this pill organizer on 416 you see before you.
Yes, I do.
Okay. So in this pill organizer, it's for a complete week for the morning and the evening, correct?
Yes, it appears so.
Okay,
AM,
so
PM.
you can see, it has the days of the week on the blue top slides, and then the days of the week also on the purple slides, correct?
Yes.
And then below the day of the week, there's AM for the blue and PM for the purple, correct?
Yes.
All right, and if you can tell, the blue morning pills, there appears to be pills for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, correct?
Yes, it appears so.
But it appears that the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday pills are not there.
Right. The container's empty on those days.
Okay, so either they haven't been refilled or that they were taken, correct?
Possibly.
Okay. And in the top for the evening pills from Sunday through Saturday, does it appear to you that all of the pills were there?
I would say approximately yes.
Well, actually, because you don't know what pills she was taking on specific
Right.
days.
I don't know what prescription she had. It looks on the left side of the photo that there may be additional versus on the right side, but it's kind of hard to tell through the container.
Okay. I guess a better question to ask is, on the evening pills, none of them are empty.
No, they all have some kind of medication in them.
Okay, and that includes, like the Thursday morning, it appears is empty, but there are pills in the Thursday evening, correct?
Right. Correct.
And for Friday morning, it is empty, but for Friday evening, it's not empty, correct?
Correct.
And then Saturday morning is empty, but Saturday evening is not empty, correct?
Correct.
All right. So you knew that from the, well, at this point, we've heard testimony from Katie Gordon about a mental health treatment plan that Crystal Rasche was supposed to take. Did you know that at this point of the investigation on
No.
June 25th? Okay. Did you have an idea from speaking with friends and family at this point that Crystal had either some special needs or somewhat low functioning?
Later in the investigation, I learned some of those details, yes.
Okay, but on this date, you didn't know, correct?
I don't recall. I don't
Okay.
believe I did.
All right. Did you speak with Dr. Miller?
No, I did not.
Did you have anyone from your agency speak with Dr. Miller?
I don't know.
And the same question for the other doctor, Jennifer, the name escapes me. Taylor.
No, I don't know.
Okay. So you didn't discuss with them what effect, if any, could happen for Crystal if she were to discontinue taking medication that she was prescribed?
No.
Okay, now, in your training and experience, and you may not know the answer to this, and this is fine, but, this is an organizer for a week, correct?
Correct.
And have you seen these types of organizers in your work?
Yes.
Okay, now, do you know if people have two organizers, one for travel, one for home? Or is it generally one organizer that keeps everything in line?
I guess that would depend on the individual.
Okay, fair enough. I appreciate that. All right, were you able to confirm with anyone that Crystal had a travel pill organizer?
I did not.
Okay. And the last photograph I have is 4/17. Thank you, Your Honor. And this is just it looks like appears to be a nightstand with some of the prescription bottles that we've seen before in the center, correct?
Yes, that is
And then-
correct.
And then the pill organizer that we see on the right-hand side, 4/16 was a close-up of that image.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Now, there was also a wall calendar that's been introduced into evidence, correct?
Yes.
And this was a wall calendar that was found in Crystal Rasche's room?
Yes, on the wall.
There were no dates marked or anything on the calendar marked showing an appointment or a date or time spent with Zach Rasche, correct?
No, not to my knowledge.
And from your investigation, you had no information from any individuals that said or informed you or your team that Crystal had told them that she was going camping with Zach Rasche, correct?
Correct.
And there was no written information either, like the calendar or a note written down saying, I'm going camping with Zach, see you at the end of the week.
Not observed.
All right. So I'm going to, Your Honor, if you could hit the lights one more time for me, please. I'm showing you exhibit number 76. And you recognize exhibit 76 as one of the calendar for the month of May in Crystal Rasche's room.
Yes, I do.
All right, so I want to highlight a few things. Is on May 7, you see an appointment
Yes.
for shoulder and arm here.
Yes.
Okay. And there's also, above that is Jennifer Taylor, who you recognize as the name of one of her doctors.
I do.
And on May 16th, you see a pain management appointment for 10:30 a.m. with, it looks like Jean.
Yes.
On Friday, May 17, there is an appointment with Dr. Zorler at 10:30 for, it looks like neck.
Yes.
All right. I'd like to show you Exhibit 77 for June of 2024. You recognize this as, again, the calendar that was found in Crystal Rasche's room.
Yes.
So on June 11, she had an MRI scheduled for 9:15 a.m. for, I don't know if you can read that. Can you read that from there?
Does it say Brookfield?
Brookfield.
Is that correct, maybe?
All right, that's a local community.
Yes, in the Milwaukee area.
And
It's
then
outside of Dodge.
on June 21st, there was, on that Friday, another appointment with Dr. Zolar at 9 a.m. I can't make out the writing there, but at 9 a.m.
Yes.
On June 28th, on that Friday, there is another appointment with a doctor, and I can't make out the name, and it says checkup. It looks like 10 a.m. Is that correct?
Correct.
An exhibit, I'm showing you now Exhibit 78 for July. And again, you recognize this as the wall calendar in Crystal Rasche's room for the month of July 2024, correct?
Yes.
And on that calendar, you can see for the 24th, it says nerve block and pain procedure at 11 a.m. pain management in parentheses, correct?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, you know from Brenda Acosta that previously Crystal Rasche had traveled to Michigan, correct?
Yes.
All right. And seemingly not telling too many people, if anyone at all, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
She had her family up in Michigan.
Correct.
Now, you looked at the cameras on 730 Main Street, correct?
Yes, I did initial. I've seen some of the footage, but I was not tasked with reviewing minute by minute. That was assigned to another investigator.
Oh, you're aware, though, from that surveillance footage that she left on her own the house, correct?
Yes,
She leaves and makes a left turn when she hits the sidewalk.
that's correct.
And that is the direction of one of the two churches in Clyman.
That would be to the north on Main Street, and yes, there's a church up the block.
All right, so they're very close to each other.
Mhm.
Is that a yes?
Yes,
Thank you. And she also had a bag with her.
yes, she did.
Miss Acosta described for you the, kind of generally speaking, the property that belonged to the Rasche's family in Adams County, correct?
Yes.
She
Well,
described,
she referred to it as in the Dells. There was no reference to Adams County at that time.
well, she referenced that Mary and Scott Rasche had a trailer on the property,
Yes,
and Uncle Samuel also had one there.
yes,
She also told you that Crystal had a trailer on the property.
she did.
Now, this isn't the first homicide case you've investigated, correct?
As a detective at the time, it was.
This was your first one.
Yes,
Okay. You've investigated other homicide cases as a.
I've assisted.
Okay. Now, you know that there are, when speaking with a coroner or medical examiner, that there are what is described as 5 manners or causes of death, correct?
Yes,
You understand that one of those manners of death is called a homicide.
yes,
Now, homicide doesn't mean anything but that the death occurred at the hands of somebody else.
yes,
It's not saying that there was any intent to do anything, whether it was negligent or reckless. It's just that's how it happened, at the hands of somebody else.
right. The medical examiner's classification is different than in criminal statute, for example.
So that's one. A second one is suicide, correct?
Yes,
All right, and that's, stating the obvious is somebody taking their own life.
yes,
There's also accidental cause of death. That's a third one.
yes,
Natural cause of death. It's the
Yes.
fourth one. And then the last one is simply undetermined.
Right, yes.
Okay. And I know that the prosecutor covered a little bit of this on direct examination with you, but I just wanted to confirm is that the firearm purchased, the Taurus 9mm purchased by Zachariah Rasche, it was bought from a licensed firearm dealer, correct?
Yes, it was.
And he had a CCW permit in June of 2024.
To my knowledge, yes, he did.
Okay, so one of the things that happens is that when you buy a firearm from a licensed firearm dealer, the gun is registered, correct?
There's records that are available for that purchase, yes.
Okay, so maybe that's a better way of putting it. There are records to show
There's
that
no
the
like registry that I'm aware of.
Okay, so there's a record of that purchase, of that purchase.
Yes,
And that's a record that law enforcement can obtain.
correct.
And you did that in this case.
Yes,
Okay, so this wasn't like a firearm that was purchased, let's say, from on the streets or from a neighbor where there's no record of that, correct?
correct.
And also, when you get a CCW, there's also a record of that that's available to law enforcement.
There is.
Okay, so there are two sources where records can be obtained by law enforcement to show who is perhaps the owner of a gun or who was transferred to.
Yes,
Now, you're familiar in this case with the flock camera license plate reading as well as some of the Google searches from Mr. Rasche's phone.
I
correct?
am.
So one thing that we do know is that on June 10th, 2024 at 11:49 p.m., there was a search on Mr. Rasche's phone that was recovered for, quote, child custody lawyers in Milwaukee, unquote. Is that correct?
Yes,
And then 2 minutes later, there was a website visited, child custody attorneys, Milwaukee, Mangi, and Huneke, unquote.
I don't recall the name, but yes, I'll take your word for it.
Okay, thank you. And then on June 11th, there was a Google search from Mr. Rasche's phone at 1:22 p.m. for 5217 South 51st Street in Greenfield, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
And then there was a website visited shortly thereafter for Konstanski Law Office, correct?
Yes, I believe. Is it Konstanakis?
I'm going to take your word on that one, but I think you're correct. Okay. So so that was both at 1:22 p.m. And you remember you were here for the testimony regarding the flock camera, correct?
Yes, I was.
And then one of the flock cameras was located at the intersection of West Loomis Road and 51st Street in Greenfield, Wisconsin, correct?
Yes, as I recall.
And I'm going to show you, and there was a capture taken at 1:26 p.m. at that flock camera and one at 1:41 p.m. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay. And this is, I'm showing you Exhibit 84, Slide 61.
Yes, I recognize.
You recognize the June 11th, 1:26 p.m., and here is the pin drop showing it on the map of the intersection of West Loomis Road and 51st Street, correct?
Correct.
And it's got an E in parentheses, meaning that the camera is facing east or west.
I believe that would be eastbound traffic that it's monitoring.
Okay. And then we have Exhibit 84, Slide 63, and we see on this camera the Mitsubishi at 142. It looks like it's making a turn. correct?
Yes,
And this is the same camera.
it appears
Showing
so.
you a couple of Google overhead exhibits that I showed you previously. So this is the intersection of West Loomis and 51st. You can see that here, correct?
Yes, I can.
And I'm showing you that it's labeled as such in the middle of Exhibit 418, correct?
Yes.
And you can see just below that the law firm Constantakis Law Office, correct?
Yes, I can see it.
All right. And I'm going to show you Exhibit 419. You recognize this as, let's start in the beginning. At the bottom, you see the pin drop at the intersection of West Loomis and 51st, correct? And it's designated by a red pin drop.
Yes, it appears so.
And then you can see with a 0.6 miles away, there is a law office labeled Menger and Hunicke, correct?
Yes.
All right. So in this case, you had some information, at least from Crystal Rasche's mother, Brenda Acosta. She was concerned whether Crystal would run out of medication because she was unsure if she brought enough with her, correct?
Again, I don't recall that exact context. The concern was more that being gone for that period of time, she would have run out.
Okay.
And it was increased her concerns that she was somewhere and maybe potentially in danger of missing, etc.
All right. And you obviously saw the prescription medication in her room.
Yes, I did.
And I mean by Crystal Rasche's room, correct?
Yes.
And in this case, there were also witnesses that gave you information about some of the cognitive limitations Crystal may have.
Yes, I did learn that throughout my investigation.
All right. Maybe not at first, but eventually that's something you uncovered through the course
Yes.
of your investigation. All right. You knew also at some point that Crystal was either making attempts to take a CCW class or did in fact take a CCW class, correct?
I personally had no knowledge of that. What I was aware of from other investigative efforts is there was an enrollment sheet that was completed, but there was no record of attendance or completion with the State of Wisconsin Department of Justice.
Okay, and this is the document that Diana Free said she recognized Crystal Rasche's handwriting on it. Is Exhibit 4?
Yes, I believe so. And if it's the same document I recall, there's a notation on it that it was an online submission. So I cannot speak to whose writing it was or was not.
If I may approach. Okay, I'm showing you Exhibit 4. This is the document that we're discussing?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. And could you hold that up for the jury, just so they can reference what, thank you. Okay, and you can see at the bottom of that document that there was payment accepted, and it was done by a card.
Yes, form of payment card collected by I can't read the name.
What was that dollar amount?
$195, and then there's an indication that there's a minus $30
Okay.
off to the right-hand side of the sheet.
Okay, thank you. Now, you discussed, I just want to make sure I understand this correctly, when you were discussing why you swapped certain parts of the Taurus 9mm.
Yes.
And just so I understand correctly, is that your theory was that there was the potential to have biological matter like blood on the inner slide of the Taurus, because if it was when it was fired, the slide will come back and expose the barrel, correct?
Correct.
And then potentially there may be blood there.
There may be.
Okay, and that's you thinking that might be something that happened, right?
Possibly.
Okay, but I mean, you're not here to give us a probability of, well, if somebody is so many feet away from a gun being fired that there will be blood on there or there won't be blood, correct?
Correct.
And you can't give us a probability of blood being there if it was fired in somebody's vicinity, correct?
I can't speak specifically to that, other than my experience and training.
All right, but when that's you in that case, you were looking specifically for blood, correct?
Not necessarily.
Okay, were you looking for other DNA material as well?
Any DNA, identifying DNA that could be recovered, is what I was interested in. Again, specifically with blood. Blood can be.
Right, blood's a great way to collect DNA. You agree?
It can be, yes, but it's also can be the most immediately visible and removed.
All right. But that's also why we have swabs, because there's what we call touch DNA, where we leave our DNA on objects simply by touching on them, correct?
Yes, based on the testimony heard and my understanding of DNA transfer, yes, but I would leave that to the DNA analyst to speak further on.
Okay. You mentioned that Mr. Rasche had purchased a gun cleaning kit when he purchased his firearm, correct?
Yes,
All right, now that's a gun cleaning kit. That's not a DNA cleaning kit, correct?
correct. But again, just based on my own experience and training, and again, as the jury and others in the courtroom have heard during the testimony of the DNA analyst, detergents can break down DNA, and detergents are commonly used to clean firearms, especially those with a composite portion like a Taurus handgun.
Now, was it your decision, well, I guess I should say, it was your decision not to have the trigger guard, the trigger, and the handle swapped. Is that correct?
I never requested that it not be tested.
Okay, you're saying you didn't say no to it being tested.
So the conversation had for the testing, I indicated areas of interest where there may be potential victim DNA. The lab itself that does this every day, they are the scientists with the expertise. The entire firearm was turned over to them for analysis.
You're aware, though, in this case, there was an unknown low-level partial mixture DNA on the barrel opening and inside the barrel of the Taurus, correct?
Yes, I am aware of that.
All right, and you were here for the testimony of the lab analyst who indicated what that means is that there were at least two people's DNA on the firearm, but they were just in such low quantities that it couldn't be discerned whose they are, correct?
So I don't recall any in that specific area being a two-person. I just recall that from the report being unsuitable for testing.
Okay, you remember the term partial mixture?
I do. I just, without seeing the report in front of me, I don't know which area that you are referring to.
From your training and experience, do you agree with the DNA analyst that we can't rule out that when we're talking about the DNA on the interior of the holster, right? You said that that was your idea.
Correct.
Okay. Do you disagree with the DNA analyst who said that we can't rule out that Crystal handled the firearm and then that firearm was placed in the holster?
No, I'm not going to disagree with the DNA analyst.
Now, what we did swab in this case was a vacuum cleaner, correct?
Yes.
And that was swabbed in a number of different locations, correct?
Yes.
Do you know how much it costs to run a DNA test?
I don't know the exact dollar value.
Now, if you wanted to, you could have asked the lab to swab the trigger guard, or handle for DNA, correct?
So we are given for certain different types of cases, we are given a amount of DNA that we can send to be analyzed. In a case like this, we had numerous evidentiary items that we wanted to test, and I guess the easiest way to explain it is you send in the items with the highest probability that support what you're looking for.
Okay, and I guess my question is, were you prohibited by anyone from requesting that those items, that torus, the trigger guard, and the handle be swabbed for DNA?
So again, I sent the entire firearm
Okay.
for DNA analysis. I pointed out the areas of emphasis that I felt would be most likely to yield results. I had no direct yes, no, you should do this, you should do that. That was left up to the lab, who does this every day.
Understood. Now, in this case, we know we've handled, or actually you and some other witnesses have handled items with gloves up on the witness stand.
Yes.
Okay. Now, but that's not as secure an environment as a laboratory.
No.
Okay, and just to give you an example, when I saw you with the firearm, I saw you, even with the gloves on, touch your jacket and touch the desk in front of you and then handle the firearm. Right?
Sure. Yes.
Right, so, I mean, at this point, we can't realistically swab that torus, the trigger guard, or the handle, and expect, a meaningful result, can we?
Object.
I would leave.
Calls for speculation.
Overruled, if you can answer.
I would leave that to the analyst. I don't know how the exact duration that it would stay or leave. I would expect in that scenario, because of the time duration and because of what you speak, that may cause some issues. But again, I don't know specifically.
But at the end of the day, we'll never know whether Crystal Rasche's DNA was on the trigger guard, or handle of that torus, will we?
No.
I don't have anything further, Your Honor. Oh. If I may approach, Your Honor. I'm going to show you evidence Bates 1034. And I asked you earlier about whether Crystal Rasche had messaged Brenda Acosta about the appointment with her children, and that Crystal Rasche claimed she did not miss the appointment. Do you remember that?
I remember the question.
Okay, would referring to your report help you remember the answer to that question?
Counsel, do you
Yes,
have
it
a copy,
absolutely
a
would.
hard copy of that so you can take a look
I do
at
not,
it?
Your Honor. The prosecution has, they know it's Bates 1034. I'm not introducing it into evidence, Your Honor. It's just to refresh memory.
Let's see if we
I was going to
can.
approach it with the laptop, Your Honor.
I'd prefer, counsel, that we simply identify the report for the record and as to what he was looking at. We won't, unless otherwise agreed upon, have it admitted.
We can print it off, Your Honor. Or I can proceed with questioning and then provide the exhibit after the fact, or we can print it off right now.
If you want him to refresh his memory, we should probably accomplish that before the additional questioning. Do we have a page number or something from?
It's Bates 1034. Our assistant's printing out. I can ask a couple follow-up questions while we're waiting.
Go ahead.
Okay, you mentioned that Mr. Rasche had purchased a cleaning kit with the firearm.
Yes,
All right, and that's something that's pretty typical when people are buying firearms.
yes,
Right? They get dirty, and to be continuously used in good working order, they need to be cleaned routinely.
yes.
Did you ever find, you or any other law enforcement officers find the cleaning kit?
I believe we found some portions of cleaning items in the rear of the Mitsubishi, and that can be seen in the photographs provided.
Do you know whether it was used?
I don't.
With regard, there was also some testimony with regards to a silencer.
Yes.
Google search. You never found a silencer in the course of your investigation.
No, I did not.
And I may say you, I mean other law enforcement. You as an agency never found anything, correct?
No,
You didn't find also any tools to make a silencer,
no,
like a homemade silencer.
not that I'm aware.
One moment, Your Honor. Your Honor, we're having issues with the printer.
I'm sorry.
So we're having issues with the printer.
There you go.
Yeah. And I'm confident we can provide a paper copy to the court. I think that
Let's,
if I could approach.
Detective, do you know where you can find it? I'm assuming that the prosecutor is got this monster binder, and somewhere in there is your reports.
I do know where it is, and I likely have a copy of my own in my briefcase over there I could provide if the court requests.
Fantastic. Could you just step down and grab
Yes.
that? Please show it to counsel to make sure that that's the one he's asking you to look at, and let's move forward.
Oh, we don't have a date stamp.
Under contact with Brenda Acosta.
Yeah, something about.
All right, let's have that marked, that page marked, and we can, as I understand it, counsel is going to replace it with.
Thank you, Detective. I'm going to hand you what's, I hope you recognize, it's
Yes.
422.
Yes.
And you recognize this as a report that you drafted?
Yes, I do.
And you did it, say, relatively contemporaneous with the interview with Miss Brenda Acosta?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember discussing with, after looking at your report, does it refresh your memory as to whether the text messages between Crystal Rasche and Brenda Acosta?
Yes, if you just give me one moment.
Sure.
When you're done, just flip it over, please.
Yes.
Okay. Did reviewing a report refresh your memory?
Yes, it did.
Okay. On June 10th, there was a text conversation between Brenda Acosta and Crystal Rasche, correct?
Yes.
And that was with regards to her missing the visitation of her children, correct?
Yes.
And in that text message chain, Crystal claimed that she did not miss the appointment with her children.
Per that statement, yes.
And you noted in parentheses that she did.
Correct.
Right, and this is the same visitation that she had scheduled for June 10th, correct?
Yes, the Monday.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. Nothing further. Thank you, Detective.
Attorney Will.
So going directly back to that text message first, that was based on your report and Brenda's information, that message would have been sent on June 10th, correct?
Yes.
And we know that Crystal and Zach were together on June 10th, correct?
Yes.
And so do you know who would have been utilizing Crystal's phone on that date?
I do not.
So going back up to the sort of start of the cross-examination, there were some questions about the medications, and you don't know really what any of those medications that she had in her bedroom were for, correct?
Correct, I do not.
But you did state during your direct, I think, last Thursday or Friday, that we did check area hospitals to determine whether or not Crystal had been admitted to any of those area hospitals, correct?
Correct.
And those area hospitals would have included the Watertown Regional Medical Center, correct?
Yes.
And so would information from Dr. Miller or Dr. Taylor on treating her for, I think one of those was an albuterol inhaler, correct?
Correct.
And so we don't know if that medication was for asthma or some other breathing issue, but was that at the time directly relevant to your investigation?
No.
And then the other medications, I think there was some other pills, but at the time we didn't have information that any of that medication was directly related to your investigation, correct?
Correct.
So while we may have placed calls with those doctors, intensive follow-up with those doctors was not a priority in the investigation. Is that fair?
Yes, that's fair. Other investigative leads were prioritized at that time.
Did anyone in this investigation, family members, friends, Facebook messages, I don't know if Crystal used Instagram, any kind of social media messages, anything that we had, ever give us any indication that Crystal was suicidal?
No.
So that is not an avenue that law enforcement actively pursued at any point in this case, correct?
Correct.
Because we didn't have any information about that, correct?
That's correct.
So is it fair to say that law enforcement follows the evidence?
Yes.
Okay. So we were looking at those calendars, and there were lots of appointments listed on there, doctor's appointments, court dates. I think there was a birthday party. There wasn't on the calendar, though, hang out with Robin or hanging out with friends or visiting parents or anything like that, right? So other social meetings were not on the calendar, correct?
No, not that I recall.
But based on your investigation, there was really never anyone that Crystal told, except for maybe Brenda sometimes when she was spending time with Zach. Is that correct?
Objection leading, Your Honor.
Overruled.
To my knowledge, yes, that's correct.
Now, you have investigated lots of different types of cases in your career, correct?
Yes.
And just some of those cases, I don't want to get into the exact nature of the cases, but do some of those cases sometimes involve two people that are going through a divorce?
Yes.
And is
Objection relevance, Your Honor.
I think he opened the door to this because he's...
Overruled. Please continue.
Is it unusual for a woman to not tell her family members if she's spending time with her estranged husband in the course of your investigations?
No, not particularly, especially when there's children involved or other factors.
So I want to go to this trip to first starting with the CCW for Zachariah Rasche. We were able to confirm that he completed his CCW class at that Moose Lodge in March. I think he enrolled like March 10th of 2024, correct?
Yes, I believe that's correct. We located a certificate and we were able to verify with the state of Wisconsin that he did possess a CCW license.
And that license we got from the state, and then I think he also posted on social media, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So then going to these lawyer lawyer contacts, the maps that counsel showed you on the screen, we do not have any evidence that either Zach or Crystal made personal contact with either of those law firms, correct?
Objection leading, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Not that I'm aware of, no.
So did we ever recover Crystal's phone that she was using? I think there were 2 phone numbers that Lieutenant Nails referenced, correct?
Correct.
And one registered up in the Adams County area, correct?
Yes.
Did we ever locate that phone that registered up in the Adams County area?
No.
And did we ever have any phone calls? I know, so I just want to clarify, Detective Taylor Nels had a phone call on June 10th of her calling Gruber Law Office. Was that your understanding?
Yes.
And what attorney was that?
Gruber Law Offices?
But, sorry, did she have that attorney prior on some type of case?
I believe that may have been associated with a separate issue, yes.
Other than that phone call, was there any other record of her calling other law firms?
Not that I'm aware of.
And since we don't have her physical phone, we're not able, do we have any record of her Googling or looking up any law firms?
No.
Defense counsel asked you some questions about Crystal Rasche's cognitive limitations. Based on your investigation, did she appear to be living independently?
Yes.
And those bank records that we collected prior to her disappearance, it looks like she saved up about $8,000, correct?
Correct.
And she was paying her own bills?
Yes.
She didn't, did we find any record of like a guardian? So sometimes people can have a guardian that can pay their bills and things like that for them, correct?
Yes.
Did we ever find any record of that for Crystal?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
And did we review Crystal's bank records going back to, did you review her bank records going back to March and April of 2024?
I personally wasn't assigned to review the financial transactions and bank records, but I did look through them for the purposes of interview and during some follow-up to verify purchases.
And you still have that CCW exhibit in front of you?
I do.
And what was the amount of that class?
$195
And what was the payee on that?
for the Moose Lodge.
So it was Moose Lodge, and then I think on the payment line, there's also, it's like Freedom Firearms or something, correct?
On the top of this, it says Moose Lodge, 1222, Watertown, Wisconsin, Juneau Street, Watertown. And under the name information, it is indicated that it's registered online. There is a line that states checks are made out to Freedom Firearms LLC.
Were there ever any checks written on Crystal Rasche's account during the month of March or April to that Freedom Firearms?
Not that I'm aware of.
And were there any debit transactions and the amount listed on that receipt that seemed to be consistent with either Freedom Firearms or the Moose Lodge?
Again, none of which I have knowledge of.
And just confirming, we never got a certificate of completion from the state of Wisconsin like we did for Zach Rasche, correct?
Correct. The state, I believe, their response was that they have no record.
No record of Crystal Rasche.
Correct, of Crystal Rasche. They did have Zachariah Rasche.
Then, just going to the firearm. At the point of the investigation that we were having discussions with the crime lab about DNA, the only person, who was the only person that we had knowledge of handling the firearm?
Zachariah Rasche.
And if his DNA came back on the firearm, would that have had any evidentiary value to us?
None.
My final question for you is, do you have any knowledge of the cost of a silencer for a 9mm handgun?
Yes.
And how much would those cost?
They're,
The
I would say,
range.
relatively expensive, around $1,000, sometimes more.
Nothing further, thank you.
Recross.
Thank you. Detective, on redirect, you were asked about the text messages between Crystal Rasche and Brenda Acosta on June 10th, correct?
Yes.
And the question was, at that time, it was believed that Mr. Rasche and Crystal Rasche were together, correct?
Yes.
And the question was asked of you is, do you know who was using Crystal's phone, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Or something like that, right? And the implication being that maybe Mr. Rasche sent that text message, correct?
It could be, yes.
Okay. I mean, that's the way I understood the question, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you, at this point in 2024, Brenda Acosta had been living with Crystal Rasche for a number of years, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Did she express any concerns with regards to the text message indicating it didn't sound like Crystal?
I believe she did.
She said that that the text message she received about I made it to the meeting, that's something with her children. She said that message didn't.
No, not that message that I recall. You're asking me if that message regarding the meeting with the children, if she had concerns that it was not Crystal?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I do not recall her having that concern.
It's also safe to say that Crystal Rasche at this time was, I think, 33 years old.
Born in '86.
Well, she was a grown woman, correct?
Yes.
And living independently.
Yes.
It's fair to say through the course of your investigation, she didn't share everything about her life with everyone that was involved in her life.
No.
No, as in that's a correct statement?
Correct. I'm sure there were factors of her life that were private, as with every person.
Understood. Thank you. The two law firms that were mentioned on redirect, you never sent anyone to go to those law firms to attempt to collect surveillance footage?
Not for the purpose of surveillance, because we had the flock information there. I believe some contact may have been made with them offices to see if there was actually a meeting that took place. Again, this would have been something done by an investigator or detective other than myself.
Okay, and are you aware if law offices or the policies and procedures of these two law offices, if somebody comes in and they're turned away because they don't have an appointment, whether they track that or not?
I don't know.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Detective.
Thank you. You can step down.